Okay, we're on to part two of the same topic. The second part of the same topic is God good or bad? Now, the initial question, when I ended off, I already gave my answer. Uh, I apologize. Um, and I said both. But this section of the topic, the first one is good or bad. I guess I kind of got it all the way in. Um, is God good or bad? So I philosophically broke down the concept of God is good, God is bad. You know, and you've got to keep an open mind. People that are overly religious that might see this is philosophy. This isn't, where you're going in, you know, and you're praying and this and that and the third in church. This is Old Sacred Waters Spiritual Academy of Peace, of esoteric philosophy and studies. And I'm the spiritual dean and the spiritual general of Old Sacred Waters Spiritual Academy of Peace, where we should be able to collectively come together and speak of such things of any religion or culture and be able to break down everybody's thoughts, beliefs, heart to heart, spiritual um, opinions, prophecies, or testimonies, or anything that comes about, or their individual studies, and we all come together, like I stated in the intro. So this isn't for, you know, the line of just judgment. This is philosophy. This is philosophy. I'm going to get back in step with topic. Um, is God good or bad? We have established from my philosophical um, standpoint and studies that God is good, God is bad, and the next one are both. This is when everybody can go in with their comments as far as why they feel. Because the first batch, I can almost think and believe that everybody would go in to say good, because we hope for this. This is a spiritual thing. This is the positive image. We hope, right? We hope. So the first one, everybody go in, you're wrong. God is not good. God is good. God is it bad. This and that and the third. For this section, this is going to be for the comments. Or go back and forth. I'll be able to go through either or and go through the comments collectively, bring it together. But I would like for people to get the structure of the balance that's going to be necessary where we're going to move forward. That if God is both, then the comments are going to be about why people feel like this is true versus this being true and this not being true and this being true. You see, I've opened up the floodgates to O Sacred Waters. Here we go. Yes. So what we're going to do is this is turned into. Probably gonna have to redo that whole spiritual esoteric equation. I've done it so many times. But again, I'm limited with the time that we have. Don't I apologize to seem so rushed and something so sacred and spiritual. But we've got to get in there and we gotta you know. So we're gonna go back to God, okay? And I've established both. And we need to specify for those that may be sensitive in nature that this is a esoteric, philosophical theory, okay, on the topic. Because I do want the understanding of the sensitive nature of some aspect and that I'm truly a spiritual person. And I take these things very seriously. But it wouldn't be philosophy without going in. All right? Now that we established good, both God, good, excuse me, and then we're gonna do bad. like, you're like, do you really do this? Hey, you know, philosophers, we ask all the hard questions, and we spend all our lives studying and researching for these kind of answers. And it takes more than the winning over by sheer chivalry of just wanting the source of love to be which it is we like to discover. And so we're going to go in and continue to discover. Um, so we have God, and I've established both according to philosophical theory, correct? See, I'm trying not to just go all the way in and go too far off, so I'm pacing myself because I can really get up there, and I don't want to just go too far. Um, the degree of loving someone, you have to understand these are two parts of the same degree. Two parts of the same degree. Right? Go in degrees, or I could just do the degree symbol. Let's just make it shorter and sweeter. We don't have that kind of projection of time. These are two parts of the same degree, positive and a negative degree. The debate would be like, well, God is only good, and this is in the third. So let's get rid of both, and let's take it from the other side of the people that think that God is just good. Okay, so this is a degree and a positive with good in God. And esoteric theory and philosophically, what can create without the other plurality? Without the male and the female, without the light, and the darkness. So it becomes, astro, environmental, and biology, okay, of creation. It has to have this balance. And without the degree of the negative, where would the other know when to catch his balance? Like, true love has no limit, bending time and space, right? It would still need to know a source of balance. And there must be a balance. And in order to have a balance to anything, you're going to have a positive and a negative side. To have balance, even to build. And even with building and balance and negative positive, you're going to need what? Discipline. You can't build and create things that are going to just be based off of good without the other. Because it goes back to balance. It won't stand. And where we are as a society is at a great imbalance. And it's a little more obvious than I would like it to be, even though that's was the case. Because we're continuing to leave the bad out. We all have a light and a dark side. We all have great thoughts to be kind, and we all have negative thoughts. The thing is to be honest with ourselves if we can't be with one another, right? And the fact that we all have a light and a dark side within us. These are two parts of the same degree that's within us, which created us. And the thing about it is that we have to get back to a state of balance and discipline and get out of a state of imbalance based off expecting everything to be good. And we need to get to the point, and just like racism or discrimination or this and that, and people, no, we have to start to accept this is what growing up and being mature is. Balance. See ya. Time's up.